and welcome to the STB Racing League Season 22 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We're live here from the Jeddah Corniche circuit on the... I don't know what C is it? Pistol? Do you know what C it's on? My mind's gone completely blank.
I do not know what C it's on. I'm going to be honest. I've been failing geography.
Well, we're
year.
in Jeddah.
But a person,
Pistol. Welcome to Saudi Arabia and Ludekistan. Great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that was my big moment. Just Ludek. Incredible speed here in Jeddah. Can we just give appreciation of that 127.3? An absolutely phenomenal lap. Fully deserved getting pole position here, Ludek. As it seems, of course, there could be a man to rival that 127.3. We'll have to see in the very latter stages here in qualifying. But, I mean, that 127.3 is an absolute stunner of a lap, isn't it, Maldi?
Yes, obviously he's a new driver in the league. So it's always great to see new drivers succeeding. Nargar's going to come around. It's going to be a 28 dead for him. That's only P12. So yeah, some very, very quick drivers, Matt. Not Matt. I'm not commentating tier 2. Sorry, Pistol. Obviously, yeah, Pistol. So we've got Ludek all the way from Czechia, which is Czech Republic. Yeah, pole position for him, it seems like 27.3. A very quick driver. Not Joe Shooter's P2, the current championship leader. Attila's P3. Then you've got Pawetti, who's actually called Primo. That's his name. So we'll just have to call him JS. I think.
Yes, alright.
Then we've got Vadim Shapilov, decent qualifying from him, P5, only 6, well, I mean the top 7 is very close. You got 27.3, 27.4, 27.5, 27.5, 27.6, 27.7 and 27.8, so about just over 4 tenths separate the top 7 here in qualifying Pistol. It will be Ludek on his debut on pole position. I mean, yeah, his cousin is actually racing tomorrow in tier 2, actually, Diaz. So that's absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
the top 7. 8th is Joey. 9th is Artem Frolov. 10th is SK. 11th is Mafia. He'll be hoping to try and get some positions off the start line. 12th is Nigel. 13th is Plucky. 14th is Konton Dobra. 15th is Bogas. 16th is Matteo Limburger. 17th is Dan Souza. 18th is Ben, and 19th at the back is going to be FRT Trolley. Looks like some drivers have been struggling with the curbs around this track. Pistol. How the curbs especially going to affect this race?
Well, some curbs you can ride, some you can't. There's a big right-hander, I think, in the middle of Sector 2, if I'm not mistaken. If you can ride that curb, but if you do go on that curb a little bit early, you do tend to spin. So you've got to tread lightly through that second sector when you're manoeuvring around that right-hander. Also, with that right-hander, it's a blind right-hander. You know, out of nowhere, you can see the turner waiting for you to navigate around it. It's a very tricky turn to get right, but it seems like Ludek got it absolutely pinpoint perfect, 127.3. Astonishing, but about another driver, who's got it pinpoint perfect in terms of the standings is Nitro Shooter. He starts P2 in this Grand Prix, currently leading the championship standings by 27 points. Placky following behind, short of those said 27 points. I mean, that is just a gap unheard of, really, in round 4, I believe. And
yeah, it's round 4.
you know, you've got such a massive gap for P1 and P2, but P3 and P2, there's only 4 points separating the two of them, and those 4 points separate both Nigral and Placky in of itself. So Literally, nobody can overtake Nitro Shooter for P1 in this Grand Prix. The only thing that Placky can pray for to get closer and closer to Nitro Shooter is that if Nitro Shooter crashes out, and then Placky is able to go on and win the Grand Prix, which, let's be honest, Melody, doesn't look likely.
He's all the way down in P13. That's very out of position. That's really out of position for him. Let me try and turn you up a minute so I can try and hear you a bit better, so we don't talking over each other. But yes, Pistol, 19 drivers around Saudi Arabia. It's going to be absolute chaos in that first sector. The first sector is always going to have some sort of collision. But I think with these drivers, Pistol, we can definitely have a good race, good racing. We've got mixed strategies at the front. We've got Ludek on a set of mediums. We've got Nitro Shooter. Yeah, Nitro Shooter on hard compound tyres. Third is Attila. Fourth is, I'm going to call him Primo. That's his name.
I won't be able to remember that. I've got to call him GS.
That position for some
reason.
But yeah, they're both on mediums. Fifth is Vadim Shapilov, he's on hards. Sem's on hards, and then Sky's on medium. So it looks like the top 7 are quite close, and then the rest of the grid are going to be battling for the positions. I expect Plucky's going to try and find his way past PSR Placky, but if I'm completely honest, Pistol, I don't know. He wasn't able to get the lap in. And in this division, if you're starting in the midfield, it's very difficult to pick positions back up again. So yeah, we're gonna have to make sure that they get some good positions off the start if they want to have any chance of getting some decent points here in Saudi Arabia. Then the other medium runners are Canton Dobra, Boas, and Limburger. So they're going to be the drivers on mediums, and then you've got Dan Souza at the back. Poor qualifying from him. To try and get a better qualifying. I don't know if it's the same for you, Pistol, but my screen is very sort of like, the frames are very bad.
Not for me. Mine are fine, but I mean, Ludek is very fine on track. I mean, it has to be mentioned once more. 127.3. Surely he's going to walk away with this. I don't see anybody getting near Ludek here in Tier 1 in STB. This is the very best of the best, and he's making all the other drivers look like schoolboys. Oh, Ludek's winning. I mean, I don't see anything going any other way, but this is STB after all. Here we go. 5 red lights. Green light, go, go, go. Here for the start, STB, round 4 here in Saudi Arabia. Attila instantly with a great start. Shoots himself up into P2, but Nitro Shooter comes straight back at him. Down the inside, he goes into the next turn, but Attila's got the better exit and leaves Nitro Shooter in the dust. Now he's looking to go side by side here with Shapilov.
There's been a collision at the back, that's Sky's. Pistol, Sky's had a collision down at the back of the field. There's been a massive crash. That said, Mike's been involved. Massive contact in that first sector. Dan Souza's been involved in the collision. You've got Joey's been involved again. Both Alpines have been involved in the collision. Nobar's got no front wing. And Ludek leads by 1.2 seconds, Pistol. That is crazy. What has gone on to Sem there? Boba's on the inside of the McLaren. What can you see, Pistol?
What can I see? Well, I can see some great entertainment to Berber at the same time. When isn't there here in STB? But you can see P9, P10, P11 so bunched up, so close to each other. Bowers really looking and searching for a way past Placky keeping his position, P9 at a halt. You can just see it's closing down up to SK up top. So a midfield battle. This should be some battles worth watching here. DRS takes into account so much here in the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, and so does ERS management. So if the drivers can get those right...
Sorry, Pistol. Sem's coming through the field now. Sem's going to try and come through this field.
And gets the overtake. Oh, you can see he overtakes Trolley, then follows through. So instantly, Semi-K after overtaking Trolley just leaves him in the dust. Looks behind him, and he's dropped out of position. The AlphaTauri is no longer in the back of the minus Semi-K, but look at this. SK, Placky, Bauer so close up to each other here in the midfield. They are surely going to provide us with some great action, great content, great battles here in STB. You can just see that the Williams of Bauer's just behind, looking to creep up the inside or outside of that AlphaTauri. Literally all of these drivers smelling each other, sniffing each other, you know, waiting their moment to try and look past. Maybe the first driver to do that will cause a collision, and if they do so, a catastrophic event will unfold just a little bit later.
Yes, SK is now on the back of Mafia. Mafia has had a very decent start, touch wood. He's now P7. He's got quite fast drivers ahead of him though, Pistol. So I don't think it's Mafio's fight to be trying to catch R10, but he'll have a good go.
I mean, yeah, Mafio R10 is just he's very good driver in and of itself, but you can see 1.2 gap here to GS, and then GS with a 1 second gap, and look at Canton Dobra, by the way, down the inside there, and Bowers into the nice little hairpin on the exit of that turn. You can see the Williams with incredible exit speed, looking for that left-hand side lane, looking for the inside lane, going into turn 1 now as DRS is enabled. We could be 3 abreast between a Williams, a McLaren and a Ferrari going into the next turn. No, it's just between the McLaren and the Williams. McLaren on the outside, now on the inside into the next turn of the chicane here in Saudi Arabia.
Watch out for Semi-K, Pistol.
Exactly,
watch out for Semi-K.
Side by side. And Bowers looking for the overtake still. Semi-K just hanging on to the back there. You can just see the Ferrari. Limburger just able to stay ahead of Semi-K. Thank you for pointing that out, Maldi. I was getting all up in the midst of Canton Dobra and Bowers battle. I didn't even notice that one, but I have noticed that Limburger has a 3-second time penalty, and that is definitely not going to help him, and practically Semi-K is currently P12. But my, next midfield battle is going to be worth watching, especially with DRS wide open. We're going to surely await how much DRS will come into play.
Yeah, Sem's trying to now get past this grid. You've got Matteo, Limburger, you've got Canton Dobra, and you've got Bowers. 3 drivers that are notably slower, than Sem. So he needs to get these missions as quickly as he can. He's got the DRS open. But now it's that DRS train now, Pistol. You know, they can't get past each other because they've all got the DRS.
But one person that can get past is Canton Dobra, but he chooses to stay behind, lifts off the throttle, going into the hairpin. Maybe this opens the door for the Ferrari of Limburger to try and follow through for an overtake. He cannot. Shabilov, but look how close he is into Nitro Shooter, going into the first turn now. The Ferrari right on edge here with the Aston Martin. Of course, Nitro Shooter being that championship leader, he's going to be looking to pick up any points he can, really. No matter what happens today, he will still keep his P1. You can see Canton Dobra though, so close. Now we're side by side here with the Williams. Into the next turn we go. McLaren just about to have the Williams, has to back off. You can see just behind there, Semi-K getting extremely close now here into the Ferrari. The Red Bull doing everything he can in his power to get past the raging Ferrari just ahead of him. Still is not able to do so. On to this next little straight, going into a long left-hander. This battle is one to watch for. And who was Span again, Maldi? Sorry.
Trolley span out this Grand Prix.
And Trolley, yeah. Poor from Trolley. But, I mean, what can you do about it? I mean, Jeddah, such a difficult track to try and get right. Many drivers can't do it. The little few that do are able to put themselves on the map here in STB. But DRS wide open for all. I think this is 3 drivers, 4 drivers even here with this little DRS train in the middle. But something we haven't really picked on yet. We've you know, I've talked about them having a battle into the first turn, but Shapilov is getting right on the back of Nitro Shooter as now he exits the final turn. DRS will be wide open here, 4/10 is the gap. How much is that going to close down to? We'll have to see. And it doesn't close down by much, little to none, really. Only 3/10 it goes down to. You can see now GS in the background going to be searching for an overtake when he can. Yeah, Ben, much in the wall, really. But hey, it's still got DRS. That will account for something. But Bowers and Canton Dobra, this is a battle. It's been a great battle between the two. They've been battling each other for quite some time. And oh no! Big spin there by Canton Dobra right as they speak about the battle. And he spins down into P13. And that caused great stress for the McLaren.
I don't know what happened there, but that's got Seb up another position. He's now up to P12 in this race. Try and get past Limburger here. But the thing is with Saudi Arabia, Pistol, You can't get past. It's very difficult to overtake around this track when the other drivers have all got DRS. So, you know, it's going to be important now for Sem to take advantage of these opening gaps now, because there's not much of a...
I'm going to have to be that annoying co-commentator, Maldy, but before I cut you off here, is now Shapilov. He's getting extremely close to Nitro Shooter. Now we'll look for the move. Round the outside of the go, he doesn't even need the corner to get the overtake. There was a little bit of a mistake there from Nitro Shooter to hit himself into the wall. I don't know if he's got damage or not, but GS
Sorry, Sem's getting the move done.
opportunity.
Pistol, Sem's getting the move done. He's battling Matteo, and he's been put in the wall. Oh no.
Matteo in the wall. Nitro Shooter could be into P3 where he previously was after he got overtaken by Shapilov. You can see the Aston Martin riding that curb, one of those curbs that you actually can ride on. Some you cannot afford to do at all. Either you lose time, and he's lost severe amount of time. Then Nitro Shooter, the big spin on the exit of the Essex. He's got a 3-second time penalty. GS, I think the Aston Martin just has to wave him goodbye. And now the Alfa Romeo will now be looking to battle it out with Shapilov. Shapilov, though, great start for him. He's up into P3. But my oh my, Ludek is just running away with it.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to Sem, but he's got some... he's disconnected from the session. He's left. I'm not too sure what's happened there.
Very painful, I'm sure that is for Samike. But a luxury start, really, from Ludek. I mean, 2.3 seconds off for Attila. All goes well, all swell, really, for the McLaren. One McLaren up into P1, right at the top. The other, second till last. The pace differentiate between those two McLaren drivers. How much is that going to affect their run in the constructors? But how much of a run will GS get here? It should be oh my word! It's a horrible crash! GS just had way too much space right into the back of Shapilov. Shapilov straight himself, and now he's got to wave all the cars goodbye, as now he's going to tip himself back down into P9. Horror!
What is going on? What was that?
Well, that's definitely going to be a penalty. I'm sure the stewards will give that a penalty there for the Alfa Romeo. That was horrific from GS. Had way too much pace, made the move late, straight into the back of Shapilov. Shapilov straight into the wall here. And oh, there's a big spin. That's Matthew. He's gone round. Maybe he was turned by SK. SK was really close to Matthew when he spat. So maybe he's touched him. Maybe something occurred between the two. Maybe controversy being impelted into this race already here. It's only the 7th lap of 25, but plenty of entertainment has been found.
What happened, Pistol? Honestly, what is going on? That was a crazy lap. We had, who was it? Who span? Oh, Vadim. Vadim has to now go into the pit lane. His race is pretty much over now.
Yeah.
Unless there's a safety car, which, you know, don't count out the safety car. Sem's going to be back into this as well. He's P12. He'll be P11 when Vadim pits. But yeah, Mafia is running in literally, you know, a P6, P7 position. So, yeah, but yeah, Vadim there, that's, yeah, that's, I mean, words, really.
It's so unfortunate. I'll just tell you what's happened. And put it in the best detail I can. Just really poor reactions it was from DS. Just on the straight, had a ton of pace, had DRS wide open, miscalculated that speed he had. He's miscalculated this turn, he span, and the Alfa Romeo, it's gone from worse to terrible. Really, this has not been a race to remember for GS. But onto that straight, had a lot of pace, mounting it, extreme pace even, and was looking for the outside lane. Right, I'm not too sure because I caught it very late, but he was looking for that outside lane. He tapped the back, the slightest tap, but he tapped the back of Shapilov, and Shapilov span from that tap and went straight into the wall. Span left into the left-hand side wall. Lost his front wing. He's now lost all of his positions that he's gained. He's now in P15, back of the grid.
Yeah.
Oh my, what is GS doing? GS GS has to be purposely trying to retire there. There's no way on earth you just do that by yourself.
Safety car is out.
Safety car that's come out. That is all because of that. I don't know what
Who was that, sorry?
GS was thinking. I mean, I was on board with GS. He's actually got me mad from this. I'm not even the league owner. But he's got me mad. He's just trying to smack himself into the wall as many times as he can to try and retire from the session. Didn't work out for him. He's only lost his front wing, that's all. But a safety car did come out because of that. I mean, just come on, GS, mate. I know you're having a bad race, but you got to let the show go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can click that and send it in.
And indeed I will. I mean, it is just not what I want to see here in STB.
Right,
it's not
Sem's in the pit lane. It's just brought Sem back into it, and it's brought Vadim back into it as well. He's also on mediums already.
So
He's also allowed Mafio to keep his position.
Oh, this is great for Shapilov because he just pitted prior to this. And now he's going to jump up some positions. He's up into P11 now in the Grand Prix. After previously being P15, he's going to be right on the back of Samike. Samike and a little Ferrari sandwich, really. We'll have to see if he can break through that sandwich. What was your predictions for Samike's race, Marty?
I don't know, to be honest with you, Pistol, because he did struggle to get past Limburger earlier on. I didn't really expect him to struggle. He had some sort of collision, and then because of the game's weird, because of that collision, I think his wheel must have or maybe he was struggling with his wheel because then he had to leave and reset his game. So I don't really know what's happened there, but this is one of Sem's best tracks, he said to me, Pistol. So I'm really rooting for Sem because he had a poor race in Abu, he couldn't race in China. And he got, of course, P2 in Australia. And to win this championship, he needs to, well, if he wants to be, within a chance, he needs to get as many positions now as possible. Nacho Shooter also has a time penalty, so that's going to come in handy as well.
He hasn't just got one time penalty, he's got a ton of time penalties, really.
He has more than one.
But
he's got 9 penalties.
Yeah, he's got 9 seconds. 9 seconds on his clock, on his bike.
Oh, no.
But,
well,
you talk about Semike. Maybe he could get himself back into the championship battle. I don't want to sound like all doom and gloom. Don't want to be quote unquote the party people, but Semike, he's got 28 points compared to Nacho Shooter's 70, which doesn't look very likely that he'll be able to come back at him. But yet again, we've seen crazier things in STB, so it could happen, but it would have to be a story for the ages.